last time I looked at my Wikipedia entry, I was like, I don't know who number 2 is. I'm assuming.
Who's number 1?
You're number 2. Who's number 1?
Oh, okay. I'm number 2.
You know what? I think it's healthier to be number 2 because you can shoot for something.
Well,
I think when you're 1, it's
I mean, for
I
me,
give up.
I always think of like the number 1 artists are the ones that I looked up to when I was, when I was trying to get into the business. Like Wendy Petey was like my number 1 female. It's like, oh, I want to be like Wendy Petey. She's so amazing. And yeah, there was, when I first got into comics, there weren't that many female artists in comics. So, yeah, I'm going to say Wendy Petey, that's number 1, right?
Maybe.
It depends who made the list.
Whoever made this list, this ghost list. But it's a good one, and you're number 2, you're top cat. It's pretty cool. And I mean, look, your work's anonymous and how you, as writers too, I mean, it's got to be so cool that you have this freedom. You did, you started Punisher and Ghost Rider back in the day in '91, doing all this great inking, and made his way through the ranks. But of course, you and Joe put your stamp on Daredevil, which I relate to, having been in Daredevil, and I was a huge fan growing up. I grew up with that. When that came out.
That's where you know him.
Yes.
You were trying to place him. You were trying to place him.
Francis gets my face. Yeah, that's the guy.
That's right.
So for me, like that was a huge thrill to it's still a thrill to come to these, and then I get to meet some of these people that I looked up to for so long. And for a lot of times back in the day when I was reading comics as a kid, we didn't see your faces. You guys are mysteries to me.
Oh, it's funny because Joe and I in the '90s we did this thing, Event Comics, where we did Ash and Painkiller Jane, and we put our photos in the books. Because I said, you know what? Enough of that name thing. Let's put photos in the book so when they go to conventions, they go, "There's the guy I hate his work." There he is. But it was also, so we're talking about, the '90s and MTV and all that stuff. And I just said, if we're gonna make a career out of this, and again, this is a word they use, branding. So if we're gonna say this is who I am, and you should know who this person is by face. People forget names, especially Palmiotti. It's like a car accident of letters.
It took me a while to sound that one out.
Yeah,
like,
I always know when it's somebody, those phone calls where they try to make believe they know who you are. Hey, Jimmy Palmiotti, and I'm like, okay, you can just hang up.
I don't know you.
But we just thought this is the way to go. Put our faces on it, and then when we got offered Marvel Knights, we made all the ad campaigns with our photos, and the
I do remember that. Yes,
yeah,
you're right.
And nobody was doing it.
Yeah.
And then we recruited, Kevin Smith owed us a favor. That's how we got him to do Daredevil, because we helped him with chasing Amy and Mallrats and stuff.
Right.
And then Kevin went out there and started talking about comics in media, like on TV and interviews, and everything changed.
That changed the game. That really was a big deal.
Yeah. When Kevin said, "I think comics are cool," on a talk show, like a Letterman or something, it changed. People because there was a time, and again, even in the '90s, people thought, comics are nerdy. They didn't have the movies. I think Blade was the only cool superhero movie back then. I still think it's one of the coolest ones ever. So a lot of things changed real quick, and
then you guys got the superstardom that you deserve, and now they're the rock stars in the entertainment world, and it's a fact.
This is the being famous in comics is wonderful to meet the fans, but it's not. It's like the least amount of fame you can have of anything. I like the guy that makes shoelaces down there. Probably the same.
He's like, "What are you talking about? I'm huge."
But it's fun because we get to do these shows and connect with the audience, and they tell us that book sucked, and or you should do this, or you should do that, and we've stolen so many great ideas.
You're right, we should do that. Okay then.
We have to take notes. Say
that again?
Yes, exactly.
Now, is it, let's see, let's talk a little bit about Trio Entertainment. Am I saying that right? Yeah, Trio Entertainment. That started with Christina Locken right about 2016?
Well, we just went, so Trio is it's me and Jonathan and Christina Loken, who was you might know, she was in Terminator 3. She was the robot girl that was slapping around Arnold Schwarzenegger, yeah. So what we did is started a small movie company to raise money. So we're actually created a small studio, and we're raising money now. So we're in a stage where we're raising money.
Fantastic.
To put out 10 small films. Based on 5 of them are properties that I created with a couple of different people, and then other 5 properties that we picked up. It's going to take a while.
Yeah, and in film, I'm here to tell you, it takes a long time.
Yeah, it's in its beginning stages. In the meantime, I have other things going on, but Trio is the one that it's going to take a little while. We're trying to raise a decent amount of money.
Okay.
So, yeah, so I don't talk too much about it because it's like sort of like that infant stage, you know.
Of course.
It's sort of like saying I plan to have a baby one day. Like you don't really want to tell people, you know what? We're planning to have a baby.
Planning.
You don't even want to say that.
Right. It's interesting to me. That kind of covers my cue for A's because I'm in that field, so I was dying to know what that was about and more about it. But yeah, the infant stage is tough, but I mean, as long as you want to get there and get there, it's all worth it.
We're trying. I mean, the company Amanda and I have is Paper Films, and that's
paper film, sure.
Yeah, that's the one where we're trying. We got some stuff going on with the Painkiller Jane with Jessica Chastain.
Jessica Chastain. Are you guys psyched for that?
Yeah.
Seriously though?
She's
Come on.
terrific. She's terrific. And it's like women power.
Yeah.
This production of Painkiller Jane is I'm probably the guy there. That's all I gotta say. It's
Awesome.
only because I co-created it.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
why. Otherwise, they'd kick me
They're
right
like,
out.
we gotta have Jimmy in
They're
there.
like, get out of here. Get out of here.
Just give him a chair and then.
Get this guy from Brooklyn out of here. But we did, and we sold the Pro. If anybody ever read the Pro to Paramount Films, so if you never read it, it's about a superhero prostitute, and it'll be a miracle if it gets made. But they did pay for it. We did read the screenplay, and how'd you like the screenplay?
It was really good. I mean, there was like, of course, a few things I'm like, it needs a little bit of this, but it was really good.
That's great. That's very reassuring.
Yeah, it was surprising. We were looking at it, we're like, wow, they went way farther than I thought they would.
Really?
Yeah, we were surprised that, wow. That they,
But in the business, you know how things go. You have development deals, and they develop things, and then they don't get developed.
Yes,
So
exactly.
we've had with Monolith, I've had that with Monolith.
they should just call it undeveloped.
Undevelopment.
Undevelopment.
So Monolith, we had everything from the star to the director to the scheduling, everything done, screenplay, and then somebody else came over, and it was scrapped. Gosh. So it was that close.
Yeah.
So it happens. Hollywood and the West Coast, I don't depend on them too much.
You shouldn't.
Stuff happens. Comics, we can write it,
And
and
you
she
can-
can draw
yeah,
it, and it
yeah.
comes out, and we're like, oh my God, look, there it is.
Yeah.
And so comics are always my number one for everything.
Do you find that it's like do you guys ever clash artistically? Like, or you seem to have, the product is freaking fantastic, but getting there, is it, what's
Every
it
once in a
like?
while, we don't fight very often, but when we do, it's almost always about work.
Okay.
Because we both think we're right.
Right.
I know she's right, but I like to argue, so.
But yeah, I mean, every once in a while, because we both have an idea of how we see something or where we think it should go, and sometimes it's not always on the same highway. So yeah, every once in a while, but
Sure.
not that often. I mean, usually we can make it work.
A good collaboration clashes once in a while. A bad collaboration doesn't.
Yeah.
Okay, then nothing gets done. Everything's bland if nobody's arguing stuff out.
I just wonder, and it makes total sense. I wonder, as a husband and wife, how that changes being artists. Artists,
We make up later at night.
Yeah, there you go.
Bow, bow. Looking up Barry White, and we're like, I'm sorry, baby. You know I didn't mean it. Yeah.
So wonderful. I know I've been a little all over the place with my questions, but thank you. And it's very cool to sit and actually interview you guys. Like I grew up looking up to you guys. Like I'm a fan as much as anything else.
What are you doing now? Like what's on the plate now?
Like in Hollywood, I got 2 movies to film back to back. One of them's called Primal with Nick Cage and Famke Janssen, the original Jean Grey.
She's tall, man.
She's tall. And that's an incredible script. Nick's on a roll because of his movie at Sundance, and I think this is going to be his first really good action back in the game. It's intended to be that. So that's going to be great. I'm in Kickboxer Armageddon. That's the 3rd installment in the reboot series of Kickboxer. Don't ask me how, but the second one, Retaliation, got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. I have seen it, and the fighting is unbelievable. So there's that, and I think it might be actually quite darn good. Then I got a movie out called Bomb City right now. It's about the murder of Brian Deneke in Amarillo, Texas. He was a punk, and it was jocks versus punks in '97. It's a real story. And the kid who did it got off. And it's a heartbreaking story, extremely well done. 5 stars on Variety, so you should go watch Bomb City. It's absolutely crushingly good. That's me. But I know that as fans, you know, I got to ask myself because I got this pedestal and I get first access. I got the mic. I want to ask you really quick before I open up the floor. What are you working on now, currently? What are your projects in comics?
Vacationing.
Well, when you're coming back, 'cause I know you're probably not going to be short of jobs.
We have a few creator-owned things that we've actually started. Well, Jimmy and Frank. We're allowed to talk about it, right? Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to say 5 or 6 years ago, Jimmy and Frank Thierry wrote a script called Captain Brooklyn. And it's about it's about a garbage man who gets powers by getting tossed into the Verrazano River.
The Gowanus.
Gowanus. It's got to be Gowanus, right?
Yeah, the Gowanus. You're right. Yeah.
That's a non-Brooklyn crew. Talking
Yes, yeah. So, and there's not even a Verrazano River. There's a Verrazano Bridge going over. Yeah.
The Hudson River.
The Hudson River. Yeah, there's like. So I started drawing. I got like 1 or 2 pages into it, and then Harley Quinn started, and I haven't touched it since.
Really?
So that's my job. My next job is to finish it up. So that's what I'm working on right now.
We have that, and then after that we have a team book we're doing, another creator-owned. Hopefully everyone in this room will appreciate it. It's a group of Florida superheroes.
Hey!
Nice.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. But it's wonderful, and we can say who the villains are. You want to say who the villains are? Because you guys will relate to this.
Okay, go ahead.
Tell-
Yeah, you tell them.
Okay, so the villains are the guys that are putting all the apartments and houses and knocking down wildlife here.
Okay.
The developers are the villains in the book. Because I don't know if you guys noticed that whatever little piece of wood you had near your house is gone.
Yeah.
Or
They're all
however small house in your neighborhood has been knocked down, made into, what do we call these, McMansions? They're like 3-story, and you think like 100 people are gonna live in them, and then you see like one guy and one woman, and like they don't have kids, and they have like 8,000 square foot homes. Have you guys noticed this? Like these homes are like,
They're all related.
they're insane. They're insane. Like, and why would you want to wash that many windows besides? But I mean, it's like these insane homes, and for us where we are, it's like, oh look, there's a little piece of woods. We can put 18 apartments in there, made out of balsa wood. I don't even know. Hurricane toys? It looked like hurricane toys. Like they just got, you know. So they're the bad guys. And yeah. So, but we're doing. So we got a couple of creator-owned books we're doing, and we don't know if they'll sell, but we'll put them out, and we hope you guys find them, no matter where we put them. I think Captain Brooklyn will probably be Image. And then the other one might be us just self-publishing. We also do Kickstarters. So,
Oh, fantastic.
So we have a Kickstarter coming in a couple of weeks called Killing Time in America. And it's
Verrazano
about
River.
What's that? The Verrazano River.
In the Verrazano River.
Yep, deep in the Verrazano River. This all night I'll be bugging you about the Verrazano River.
Yes.
I'm going to take you on a nice tour of the Verrazano River.
The Verrazano River.
Yeah. And Killing Time in America is about a bunch of European tourists who come to America at vacation spots and go on killing sprees, and they podcast it back to a bar, and then people watch it live. It's really twisted and dark.
That's dark.
It's really dark. It's a Kickstarter we're doing. It's a hardcover. Got Justin Norman drawing it, who did All-Star Western with me. He goes under more attack, you know. Amanda's doing a cover for it, and yeah, we'll see if anybody wants it. It's brutal. It's not for kids. It's a total adult book.
Disclaimer, he said it.
It's made from a screenplay that me and this guy Craig Whedon wrote, my writing partner, that every studio turned down with the face of like, we can't do this. So we finally said, I said, you know, it'll work in comic book form, I think, better, because everyone's a little chicken of some parts of it, and
You're not.
and if I put the adults thing on it, then hopefully I understand that adults buy it.
That's it.
You hope, but you know,
You
the
hope.
world of the internet police, who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? Things happen.
Yeah.
Things happen.
There seems to be some type of yelling match out there, but
It's
let's
Frank
drill
Thierry.
that out.
It's Frank Thierry's pants coming out.